So actually I was going to avoid making this video because I didn't want to offend the anime fans of this. But if you guys ever want to watch a good anime that I honestly think is a pretty nice anime, I'm not going to lie, it's an anime from 2010 and it's called Angel Beats. And I only watched the first 2 episodes. I don't really want to watch the rest because whoever wrote the anime or wrote the manga and then, all that stuff, animated it, got so close. But man, this I can't even stress this enough. They were dropping hints. So I guess the premise, in my own words, is how I'm going to drop it. Welcome back. My name is LUNARWASLOST. But the way I'm going to drop it is they were basically in Purgatory. And they're in this Purgatory world. They're all high schoolers stuck in Purgatory, which, funny enough, lines up with a lot of my dreams. Now, for someone who's kind of like, this is going to be esoteric for people who don't really understand this, but pretty much life is exactly how this anime was, but a few things were kind of iffy, I would say. One of those iffy things was the topic of God, when the main character, I think his name was Otana. I fucking Odo something. I'm gonna call him Odo. And then the other girls like Yuri. They were all kind of main characters in their own way. Obviously, like life, you're the main character of your own story. But one thing that I liked was when they showed their backstory, and it was a lot of human trauma, and the whole thing was they felt life was so unfair, so that they had to defy God or whatever. So they basically violate Angel. They all are like turning against Angel, and Yuri was the first. But here's the first thing I gotta say, since I've studied all the conscious work, and I'm reliving my life as it is. Everything is deja vu, and I know I've been here before, and I know there's other lives. The whole point is they wanted to actually not reincarnate. And the funny thing is you don't reincarnate. One of the things they were getting like a little bit confused about was your energy. The energy this is totally what I believe, but from what I've studied, you don't come back as an animal. You come back as a human over and over until you solve your human trauma. Your energy could be a part of animals after you die, but you reincarnate as a human 100%. What I believe, you create your reality after this. So who am I to tell you that? But I just know the truth is you don't want to reincarnate here. The Egyptians knew this, the Mayans knew this, the Atlanteans knew this, every ancient civilization knew this, and it was hidden. And that's why the Egyptians studied death so much, because that was the point, to never come back here, because they had everything mastered. So everything, like, that's where it's funny with a lot of these animes and stuff that handle death, and even when games like battle royales do the whole respawn thing, or like Fortnite does the 0 point event and all the worlds cross in the multiverse, and even Marvel does their things, or they're basically dropping hints in all forms of media, because art imitates reality. But that's the only thing that bothered me about this anime, was when he was like, God, is he real? Well, that's the first thing that's already wrong. God's not a guy. That has me so weak every time. And God is only a creator, and on earth you're a creator. So you, within yourself, just like the Bible says, you are God. And that's the thing that gets fucked up in a lot of these animes. Is the one thing that was super funny about it was, right off the bat, she said religion was man-made, but then turned around and said God was a he. That was conflicting in the fucking anime. That had me laughing. I was like, okay, they knew religion was man-made and why you shouldn't believe it, but then turned around and said God is a guy. God can't be a woman. That doesn't make any sense. But and there's even studies have shown that people bring up where girls out of nowhere just have babies out of nowhere without even being fucking whatchamacallit. I don't want to word it so weird, but like having fun times with a guy. So, what does that kind of tell you? That God would more be on the side of being a woman. And divine feminine energy is chaotic anyways. And chaos energy is creation energy. So, all hands are pointing to God being more of a woman. But the one truth that I know is you are God, and you create the path that you witness on earth. So everything that you're going through is everything you set in stone for yourself to go through. And I know this especially off of multiple videos you can find of me talking about psychic things that I've done. Man, this French toast is smack. Like knowing my grandma was gonna die a year in advance because my visions kept telling me, yo, you've been here before. You're living this life over. Everything is just replaying out. And I was like, oh, because I'm on the same wavelength as I was in the last life. So I have to level up in this one. So I stop coming back here. And that's the whole thing in the anime. They weren't dying where they were. Also, they called people NPCs. So if I didn't lose you yet, the world they were in was like a replica of Earth, and people were NPCs. And funny enough, like I said, the anime was showing it as a purgatory world, but this world you're in right here is the middle world. None of us die. We keep coming back until we get over our trauma. And I thought that was one of the funny things in the anime, and maybe it happens at the end, but it seemed like they were holding on to their traumas. And that is the thing that'll bring you back here, because you want to try to heal all of that and not reincarnate because someone made you fun of your shoes when you were like 6. Literally that small thing could bring you back here. You have to let go of all this human shit. And then another thing too was the NPCs. I should cover that more. I made a video talking about automatons, and automatons are basically the ones that live here, that some of them could be soulless, that just walk around and kind of they're a part of the matrix, like they're the matrix filler. So like not everyone around you is real, and not everyone is 100% on this conscious work. So like an example for me is me and only a couple other people I can point out I know for a fact are real. I still don't know if Infinite Waters Ralph is real, because like he says some things, but then when he'll tell you to go vegan, that bothers me, because everything here is your choice, and everything here has to consume, because humanity is flawed, and you're killing plants. If you eat plants, you're killing them too. And there is a plant consciousness, so they feel pain on a different level, not just because they don't have a nervous system or whatever the fuck someone told me. I was like, yo, get the book The Holographic Universe and you'll learn. Why do you think plants fucking die when you talk shit to them, and the other plants flourish when you speak life into them? And that's how it is. Everything is energy. So yeah, so I don't know if he's real, but I know like Aaron Doughty, Victor Odo, those are a few examples of dudes who I know are legit helping people out, but they feel like we came, which we did, we came to experience the human like form and all the glory that comes with being down here. But the whole point is to not stay here, because as you see, humanity is flawed, and the people in power that are using this knowledge that I have against you use it for greed, power, whatever they want to do. But you have to realize you're the most powerful thing here. And I don't know if they realized this in the anime. I just thought it was funny that they were in a purgatory. There was NPCs, which were normal people, and they'll repeat stuff. Yo, this is the craziest thing. This has happened for me too, but you can end up raising people's vibration. When I started waking up, I noticed the loops and patterns that my parents were stuck in, like reliving their trauma and just throughout every daily action they did. It was fucking scary. It was like they were just robots. So the anime did a good job of capturing this, right? Best commentator on YouTube. But ultimately, the truth was that the anime should have just revealed, well, I don't know if the creator knew this or got the idea, because ideas are just in the collective consciousness. But I don't know if he or her actually studied where this knowledge came from. But yeah, they got pretty close to what's going on. Though the only problem was, no, there wasn't a God doing this to them. They were God. And, well, if this was real life, you yourself are God, and you did this all to yourself. So the whole point is to understand that and get over your traumas and stop reincarnating back here. And they didn't want to reincarnate either, which was the truth. After you beat this, you create your own. You're supposed to create heaven here. You're supposed to bring heaven on earth. And then you're supposed to get the fuck out of this shit, because this whole system's fucked up. You know, trafficking, murder, like all of this debaucherous shit going on here. That is the human experience. That's why you're supposed to come here and manifest your heaven here. Stay away from all this bullshit, and then ultimately die, and hopefully you don't come back. So yeah, okay. See you later. Peace.